recording. So we're here today with Charlotte Lyngaae Banff, who is supposed to be here in the cinema with us today, but unfortunately couldn't be here. But I'm really happy, Charlotte, that you can be here with us sort of on the screen. And we met up online and recorded a few questions that we thought maybe some of the people that saw the films today or saw Talking to Golden Arrow might have. So if you have any other questions, then you can contact Charlotte directly.
Yes, you're more than welcome.
And you can tell us your website maybe as well. So anyway, welcome, Charlotte.
Thank you. And I'm very sorry that I can't be with you in person today, but now we got this opportunity to do something online instead, and I'm happy to be part of that too.
I was thinking, Charlotte, what maybe a lot of people would like to ask you now is like, how do you become an animal healer and communicator? I mean, can you tell us in sort of a short form what you have to do?
Yeah. I think this is something, I personally think this is something everybody can learn. And of course, as it is with so many other things, the more you practice, the better you get. But this is healing work and spirit work, and you have to either take some classes in how do you communicate with animals, how do you align yourself with the energies forms around you that you can't see. So doing lots of meditation, doing lots of spiritual work will get you in sync with the energy from which you can communicate with animals. I've taken classes myself in animal communication, in animal healing, in communication with spirit, in communication and healing on humans. So many ways you can do this. Yes.
So maybe some people might want to know, how does it actually work when you talk to animals? I mean, the communication part, what do you get? I mean, this is something that people ask me as well sometimes. When you communicate, how do you know what they're saying?
Yeah, and what happens? Yeah, as I normally say, it's like tuning into some kind of radio station or broadcasting a frequency from where you can pick up this kind of information between two species. And the information comes to me either clairvoyantly, I see it with my inner eye, I can sense, that is my primarily clear ability, is that I sense how the animal is feeling, and I am interpreting this sensory image or sensory emotion, and I communicate this to the owner. So you can sort of hear it with your inner ear, you can see it with your inner eye, you can sense it with your inner emotion system, you can just pick up some information as a claircognizance. You just know what is going on with the animal. And these collective sort of images or sensory inputs just shows up within your body as a healer and a communicator, and your job is to learn how to decipher what comes in from the animal and what is already there within you, which has nothing to do with the animal.
This is probably something that you need to learn, like to know what's yours and what comes from the animal.
That's very important. And with training, that's not difficult. Because the more you do it, you sit down and you learn to connect with these animals, and some emotion or picture shows up within you, and you know this is not yours. You know this is an image that comes from the animal. And as you do this a lot, you get more and more confident in the fact that this is actually happening, and it's not something you just make up.
I remember that when I talked to Golden Arrow, one of the first communications I did after we did the course, he said to me, I want to be in the film. And this is how the whole film project started.
Exactly. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And it wasn't, I mean, I remember it felt so different. I mean, it wasn't coming from me. It wasn't like that I thought my horse should be in a movie.
No.
Very surprised that he wanted to be in a movie.
Yeah.
So
that is exactly one of the things that happen when you start working with this kind of when you start doing this kind of work, and these sensory inputs just shows up in your body, mind, and you're like, this is not mine. This is not the kind of information that I would just make up during the day. And if you sit down and connect in your healing energy body to an animal with an intention of doing actual communication with them, they will start to broadcast and tell you what they want. As you work with it, of course, the type of information you will pick up will be more and more profound and more in depth. When you begin with it, it's more easy, it's simple things that shows up. But when you practice, you get the kind of information that you got from Arrow.
Have you had any nice little stories that like with the horse that you can maybe share now? Sort of a little communication healing story.
Yeah, I've had many, both with horses and other kinds of animals. But I remember one incident with a racing horse, a trotter, and the environment where they keep these horses can be quite stressful because of all the competition environment is not very helpful for a horse. So this horse had some problems with going in and out of doorways. And I was asked to go and give him healing and kind of sacral therapy to give him a body relaxation healing sequence, and also talking to him if we could help with this problem of his. And we talked him through the traumas that he had with the doorways, and we gave him healing. And he was fine with the doorways. He walked in and out of doorways several times after the session. And in the end, he got so tired because this was a stressful trauma that he released. So he went into his box and laid down in the straw and slept.
For the non-horse people, maybe I have to say that it's very rare that horses actually just go in and lie down.
Yeah, it's not like a dog, oh, I'm just going to go into my basket and relax on my dog bed. No, horses, they stand up, especially when they're around humans. Yeah.
Yeah. And so anyway, so this is like you're describing a little bit sort of this connection that you have with the horses that you're healing. But I mean, the connection, with the horse, I mean, this is the basis for the healing and the communication. So maybe this would be something like the first step for horse owners to kind of go as well and encourage this connection, this deep connection. I mean, I know that you're also teaching energy riding, where you help people or humans to connect to their horse partners on a more sort of deep level. Is there something that, I know that there's a lot of horse people here in the audience today, that you maybe can, like a little tip or something where you say this is something where you can start the journey, because obviously the animal communication and healing is a journey, and this could be like a starting point. Is there something that you can, give us with us?
I can tell how the kind of work that I do a lot of meditation. I meditate a lot in order to center myself and my energy body. I'm centering and cleansing my chakra systems, the energy systems in the body. I do meditation to quiet my mind, because all this mental blabber going on in your brain all day long, that will clot, so to speak, the broadcasting frequency. So in order to connect to spirit and to connect to a place in your heart where you can, horses connect from a heart energy. So you have to connect with your own heart and quiet your mind and quiet your body's stress symptoms in order to be able to connect with the frequency that the horse species broadcast from. Also, many horse owners would probably recognize, those days that are quiet and, you can get out of bed in a nice, calm way and, go about your day, not having many things you have to do. And then when you go to your horse, the connection is more or less already there. But if you come from work and you're stressed and you've been driving home during rush hour and everything is just vibrating much more on a not so calm and nice level, then the connection with the horse is different. So the horse will very much mirror how you feel about yourself. So a lot of meditation, a lot of energy work, and also, which I think is one of the most important things, is getting aligned with who are you and why are you, how are you presenting yourself to the horse when you enter his stable or his living areas. How are you on your inside? Are you stressed? Are you frightened about something? Have you got your mind on something else than being present in the here and now with your horse? That's very, very important, because they will mirror you straight away.
So what I think now, to give everybody the chance to hear more about you or read more about you or get in touch with you, you can give us your website. And I just wanted to say that we will be posting more of these like little video clips on horse and animal healing and communication topics on the Facebook group, which is called Soul Horses Healing Animals. And I know it's a little bit of a long name. And so what's it?
It's a good name.
So if anybody wanted to replay this video, look at it again, maybe sort of get in touch with you, that's the place. And then maybe your contact details.
Yes, I have a website for now, unfortunately only in Danish, but Google Translate will help you. It's www.animalhealer.net, and the email address and contact details are in there. And if you have any questions for me, send me an email and I will write you back in English.
Thank you so much, Charlotte. I think that was really, really nice. And
I hope you enjoyed the film. I think it's a great film.
Thank you so much. And so we'll see each other again and check out Charlotte's answers to the questions on Facebook.
Definitely. Bye now.